my name is Joanne Hashi. Like so many of us, we all have a story to share. Thank you kindly for your time and empathy in advance. At 16 years of age, I was waiting for my sister across the street from Stainer Collegiate when a drunk driver hit me at 40 to 60 miles per hour. The impact was so strong I was knocked out of my mucklucks. Flying headfirst onto the street, rushed to Collingwood General Marine Hospital. I suffered a concussion, injuries to my neck and spine, a broken femur, fractured wrist, dislocated shoulder, fractured pelvis, mangled knee, and required a blood transfusion. I nearly died. My wrist and femur also required metal plates and pins that were removed a year later. My knee and anterior cruciate ligaments and cartilage were injured and had further cartilage surgery after the incident in Toronto, and I was told that I would need a complete knee replacement in 15 years in life, which was completed in 2014. The surgeon that did the initial surgery was Dr. James McGilvery at Collingwood General Marine Hospital. A lot of you might be wondering about the court proceedings since this was caused by another person. He was caught and the driver was drunk and was charged with the wrong charges. He also went to the same school as me, and there were two people in the car. At the time, I trusted my mother and her lawyer. My mother coerced me. They withheld, or I was not capable of understanding at the time what a settlement meant to my future health. The day we were setting up to make the trial day, I was waiting in court with my lawyer who offered me paperwork to sign. My mother coerced me to sign it while waiting for the trial date. The next day I received a phone call saying that we settled out of court. I went to my lawyer and was in shock, and he said there was nothing that I could do because I signed the piece of paper. My mother had the money that she wanted advanced to her bank account from my settlement for her down payment on a piece of land that is now worth $799,000, perhaps more. The hardest part for me, if I had known about my future spine problems or any future health care related to the accident issues, what a settlement would actually have meant for me, I would never have signed this piece of paper. No one explained this to me, and I trusted her at the time. Our relationship has never been the same, and shortly after this, I ended up in and out of homelessness, working multiple jobs, instead of going back to school to make a life for myself. I could not keep up with school after the accident, but did finish high school in 2006. After years of therapy from my childhood, various accidents, abuse, raising my son alone, my sister's death, homelessness, and more, I decided to go back to college. I graduated in 2016 from Fanshawe College in London, Ontario with a diploma in medical office administration. I started volunteering at St. Joseph's Health Hospital, truly inspired to be working there and making my dreams come true in order to have stability in life and to look after myself. I finally received my knee replacement 37 years after the accident when I could barely walk. I will be 60 this year, and last autumn my body decided to give up before me. Life is just right now barely manageable. Pain brings me to tears throughout the day as I feel the pain all over my body. I'm trying to manage the pain and have little to no pain relief. I'm currently taking 1 milligram of hydromorphine as needed, up to 3 times per day, and it is not helping. I need to find the root of the problem, not just using medication. A specialist would be great as I have no insurance. I am now single, on disability, living in subsidized housing, which I'm so grateful for, to have a roof over my head, and for the endurance to get there. I lived in a homeless shelter for a long time before the City of London gave me this place, and yet so many people are still currently homeless. I need some things that OHIP does not cover, and I have no means of paying for this. The things that are covered are making it worse, such as burning of my nerves, which has actually made my pain worse. And when I visit the ER, urgent care, they send me to specialists that only offer services that are not covered by ODSP or OHIP. I am scheduled for an EMG, and I am now without a family care provider. I am no longer able to have access to the health care I desperately need. The pain clinic in London said there's nothing else they can do, even though they're looking at an MRI from 2017. Both my son and I have been with and without primary care throughout our lives. It makes life extremely hard. I sent a fax to 4 orthopedic surgeons across Ontario who are well-known spine and neck specialists, and I've not heard back. My son is helping me creating videos as well as a GoFundMe campaign for its ability to share medical stories like mine. So many of us are suffering like this, begging for help, and that shouldn't be the case. I want to reach out to MAD, support groups, and everywhere I can to offer support to those experiencing the same issues. And I truly want to share my experience. I am scared to lose my dog, who is my rock. I'm scared to lose my way of living and even my life. Please share my story, comment, like, or join me across my journey to recover from trauma, pain. I need to know what is wrong with my spine, make decisions about how to proceed with this life of spinal deterioration. When should I have surgery, if I can have surgery? Please help me with any of the costs of physiotherapy, massage therapy, pain management, and just the basic necessities that may help me to manage the spinal issues that I am currently experiencing. I'm not looking for a miracle. I just had the best miracle was that that I survived the accident and wasn't paralyzed. I just don't want another to be the statistic in this overlooked system. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to truly understand the results of this accident, my lack of extended health care since, and the inevitable deterioration of my body. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
This entire reason behind this video is because of our access to healthcare. Both my mother and myself, we're speaking for ourselves. I don't like to speak for others, but I do know that this is a common situation, because if it wasn't common, we wouldn't be waiting for a year for a doctor. We're both on waiting lists. I mean, I kind of gave up on waiting lists. I just kind of go to emergency when I need something. It's not the doctor's fault, I don't think. It's the fact that, you know, we don't have a general practitioner that can give us a referral to the right person. And that's another problem. So they're all overworked, or they're not taking on enough patients, or there's too many patients per doctor. I know that some people, I've had examples where doctors were only able to accept me for short appointments, and they could only take quick patients, and that their time allotted to be paid to see patients was already maxed, and that the government allows them to work a certain amount of hours on patients, and then after that they start losing money. So a lot of doctors end up capitalizing on the best dollar per hour by taking the exact right number of patients so that they're making the maximum amount of money.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, I can see that in my experience, definitely.
And so what you see is that doctors are being particularly specific. If you're doing too many appointments, if you require too much help, they may not take you on, or they might actually even fire you. If you talk back to your doctor, they will fire you as a patient. I've been fired a few times.
I just got fired, and I have absolutely no access to the prescription medication that I need now, and don't even know how I'm going to get access to the pain meds, the other meds that I need, the specialists that I need to see, and I am terrified that I'm going to not find any help at all. Yeah.
And in time, I mean, we already have another health issue. We have a lot of other issues going on right now too. So it's not like we want all of this to take precedence over the current epidemics. But at the same time, you know, these still things need to be considered. If we're looking at these kinds of issues for everyday situations, imagine how bad it's going to be for the system. See, Romeo can sense it. Imagine how bad it's going to be for the system if this pandemic does take Canada.
My immune system I have asthma, so bad.
And think of all the other people who don't even have access to healthcare right now, including us.
Right, or sick, or can't get medical care because they're sick. Yeah.
It's pretty scary, but you know, this is sort of, Romeo has better health care actually. I can book a veterinarian to get him to do anything I need pretty quickly. If Romeo needed a heart operation tomorrow, it would be done. Not that I would get it done. And the reason for this video is just another desperate drop in the ocean, really. This is one of thousands, millions across the world. Like, we're pretty privileged to be in Canada, regardless.
We are.
We are so privileged to be in Canada, and yet we're still suffering. There are still issues. And there are worse places to be, so we are still very grateful for everything that we have. We just see other countries thriving. We see places in Europe. I'm reading stories about places in Europe who have better healthcare systems, who still have waiting lists, sure, but it's not like you don't have a general practitioner that you can't go to and see a referral. We've got nobody for that. We rely on urgent care facilities, and that's just not accessible, especially coming with this pandemic. We can't be going to urgent care when we need something small, when things like this are happening. If something happens and she doesn't have a doctor, she's gonna have to go into urgent care, and unfortunately she will be exposing herself to other illnesses.
Yeah, I've just mentioned that I might have to go to emergency in order to get refills for the prescriptions that I need for my pain meds, because there's no walk-in clinic or urgent care that will even prescribe narcotics. So it's unfair, and it should be
And
illegal
these are narcotics.
for doctors to just let go of their patients without at least a year worth of refills.
Without
Or
anything.
ability without, yeah, if you want to just do that, that's just like cutting off the life support of someone in the healthcare
who has
system.
been through this much trauma across her body, to just fire her.
Because she doesn't have the time to look after me and give me the care. That's just why
Right.
I questioned her ability to give me the care that I needed, and when I did that, she fired me.
Right.
Is that acceptable?
This is free healthcare.
That's, yeah, free healthcare.
Anyways.
We're like puppets on a string here.
This is really just an introduction. We're just talking about our experience with healthcare and the desperation and why we're making this video and why it's so important to share this, you know, and why my mother is in the situation situation that she's in, why her spine deterioration is worse than it could have been. You know, if she had better care throughout her life, better access to health care, it might not have been this way. It might not have been deteriorating this early in life. She was born in 1960, so she's still quite young. And mind you, it was a lot of trauma. You almost died.
Yeah, plus I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I survived the accident, actually. You know,
And it kills you along the way too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the scars on your body.
Yeah, for a young girl to have such disfigurement at a young age, it certainly destroyed my self-esteem.
Yeah.
It made me fearful. It made me bullied. I felt judged. I felt not part of not accepted. And now I still, don't feel accepted because I'm sort of being
You're
discarded by the healthcare system
Yeah.
again and again and again. I don't have power.
Yeah.
I don't have any power. I don't have any money.
No
so
money.
Money talks. Yeah, money talks.
Closing remarks. Anything you want people to know?
The truth will set us free.
That's what our tarot card said.
That is. So let's let the
Let's
destruction begin.
Let's